All right, Coach, they've got right around 100,000 packed in here like sardines at AT&T Stadium, and with a roof. Well, unfortunately, Coach, they had to close the roof tonight due to thunderstorms in the vicinity. But the good news, we are bone dry underneath that roof and set for football here in Arlington at AT&T Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
They go play action with Haskins. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And the Redskins first down.
Ready? It's over the ending. 54 miles. Kill.
On first and 10, it's Haskins. And incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Again on second and 10, it's Haskins. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up third down.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Third and 2, now Haskins. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 28. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second and 9, Haskins. And an alley to run. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
On the run, it's Pumphrey. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now with Pumphrey. Zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Prescott from the gun. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Fournette, first down, still going. Past the 20. 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Leonard Fournette. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Haskins, and he comes back with one complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Make these babies cry.
Now Haskins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run with Pumphrey. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Now Haskins on 1st down. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Now Haskins to throw it. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
A gain of 12. And the Redskin 1st down.
Yeah, keep your hands, touchdown. 55.
From the red zone now, Haskins on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10 now. Haskins. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Uchenna Nwosu able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
I'm coming. 50's the mine. Touchdown.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A huge play there for Washington. 47 yards.
Washington.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On 2nd and 9, Haskins. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end, you put in the fullback spot. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
They can't stop you.
Nick Boyle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
First and goal, forget running the football, forget establishing anything. Just put it in the end zone with the pass for a touchdown.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the definition of catching the defense off guard there. They weren't expecting that.
And that totally goes against type, doesn't it? When you think first and goal from the 1, you're thinking running play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistent.
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 49 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I got you. Here we go, 47. 26. 26.
Prescott. This is the tight end fan. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. This Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Mike, 55.
On 2nd and goal, Prescott. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
It's just me and you. All right, kill. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 93 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Prescott. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Here's Prescott. Got a man. That's Richie James. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Like 47. Let's go, Mike. 26.
Prescott to throw it. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
They'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Haskins now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
He's not going to get me.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, but now it'll be 3rd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon. And now it's 2nd down.
Here we go. This is Pittsburgh. Watch the pass. Set, go.
To throw again, Haskins. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Haskins going to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington 1st down.
And the Redskins 1st down.
On set. Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go, G.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. And it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Final play of the half. It's Haskins. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Second and 4 at the Cowboys' 32-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. Throw complete to Herndon. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Check 55 to Mike. It's coming this way, Here we go. Ready, go.
On first down, it's Haskins. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Bud Dupree showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Here we go.
Second down, Haskins. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touch.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Monte Nicholson picks it. There he goes left side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Redskins touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Redskins on third down, putting an extra man here in the secondary.
Check 50, check 50.
Now Leonard Fournette, and an alley to run. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, "Marvin, tell us where they rank on third and what," right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on third down.
Meanwhile, here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Third down and 16.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
47. Max 50, Max 50, Max 50.
Prescott from the gun. And that will be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. This will be fielded at the 17. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Not hit,
And it's 3rd down.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Redskins on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Haskins will throw. Man open, it's Moss, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Redskins on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Haskins on third down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. One heck of a third down conversion. 33 yards.
And the Redskins first down.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Moss. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Here we go. Take the Pittsburgh. We own them. We own them. Tighten up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
30-yard line.
Let's go. 60 out low. Mike's back forward. Here it comes.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Haskins. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
On 3rd down, it's Moss. And they stop him short of the 1st, as he can only get to the 20. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the 1st, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Dallas. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Redskins, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field.